influence happens, you know. They get a little older and the influence happens, and I'm watching my children grow. I'm watching my children just, start to think on their own and be on their own. And my dad's advice, is really his calling. And it's just, by the way, we have children for one reason, to bring them to the Father. And it got scary, because, and I remember the day it happened. I'm in my office. My oldest daughter's 13. And she's literally sitting on the ground next to me. We've always been very close, and she was coloring. And she asks a question. And she says, Dad, she's 13 years old, can I have a boyfriend? All right. Welcome. Actually, she wasn't 13. I think she was 9. She looked 13, though. Challenge. A little challenge. So I said, what do you mean by boyfriend? She goes, well, let's make sure we're talking apples to apples. I said, what do you mean by boyfriend? She goes, it's a boyfriend. I go, well, tell me what a boyfriend is. She goes, I don't know, somebody who's just important, I go, I ain't got no problem with that. She goes, somebody that's, somebody special. I go, hey, I got no problem with that. Boys important, boys are special, absolutely. It sounds like there's more, though. Well, somebody you hang out with at school. I got no problem with that either. Hang out with all of them, absolutely. Make them special. Cut them from the herd, you're special. It sounds like there's more, though, Shrey. What's going on? I don't know, somebody just gives you jewelry or things. They give you things. I said, I got no problem with that either. Absolutely, I got no problem with that either. But it sounds like there's more, sweetheart. What are you talking about? Well, somebody's, maybe they're kissing. But only for 15 minutes. What the heck does that mean? That was the day. That was the day I knew influence had come into my children's life. It was more than my household. And I know that we had influence anyway, because we live in a world that's all about influence, We live in a world that you can't get away from it. You've allowed influence into your lives. You allowed Facebook. The one thing that drives me nuts about all the connection that we have is when I'm trying to direct and to raise and to grow my children, they've got 80 million other influence that goes, oh, your dad is such a dork. That's challenging. Because I know what I want for them. What I want for them is I need to set you up to be on your own. And as influence started to come, our relationship changed. And with all of them, it was happy birthday 13. Happy birthday 13! And into a tunnel they went. And the farther they got away, I became, this hollow, and I hung on tighter, which might have been wrong, but I'm just a dad. And I didn't want to be scary, Dad, but I just didn't like what I saw. And it was coming from all sides, and I get nervous, and I get angry. And I start to see that who's raising those boys? Nobody is raising those boys. I have to kill all of them now. And as a dad, I started to go, shing. Who's raising these children? Because I got 3 daughters and my son's coming up, and all we could say is, pay close attention, my boy. Because you too will face a dad one day. And let me tell you, first you woo the mom. That's the first case right there. But don't ignore the dad. And as a dad, I have to. My children are to be in the world, but not of the world. So what tools can I give them? Because my voice gets softer and softer as they enter the tunnel. You know what the tunnel is? The tunnel means that I still have influence, but it's way down the tunnel, and everything else has more influence than me. But if I've laid a foundation, at least the tether is still there, and that's my only prayer. Lord, please hang on. That the tether is still there. The tether's still there.